Let's start in a seated position, the top of our mat on our block. Have your knees drop to the ground. Pay attention to the feel of your ankles on your mat. Imagine there's two magnets on the outside of your knees, just slightly, gently drawing your knees down to the mat. Feel your sit bones being anchored onto the block. And while your sit bones are being anchored on the block, lift your low belly out of your pelvis to give you some length there in your abdomen. And that length will follow up your spine to the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders. Bring your chest ever so slightly through your shoulders, coming forward. Relax your jaw. Relax the space right between your eyebrows and brow. Let's tune into your breath coming in and coming out. So now that we're bringing some awareness and some mindfulness onto our mat, into our body and our breath, let's go a little deeper. Let's put your left hand on your chest and your right hand on your abdomen. We're going to do a guided deep belly breath. So let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose and imagine that breath going past your throat, past your heart and hand, and expanding out your spine and hold. Exhale, your hand and your abdomen goes towards your spine. Your breath goes past your heart and hand, past the back of your throat, and out your nose. Nice big deep inhale through your nose, travels to the back of your throat, passes your heart and hand, and expand your belly out, pushing your hand away from your spine and hold. Exhale, your hand and your abdomen goes towards your spine. Breath goes past your heart and hand, past the back of your throat, and out your nose. Do this 2 more times on your own, and then when you're done, be the slowest yogi in the room. Bring your wrists to your knees, palms facing up or down, whatever your body's calling for. Balance today. A very peak pose, as they call it in yoga, is going to be balancing. Some days we have our balance, and some days we don't. And that's fine. We fall out of it, we come right back in. There's a quote that says, balance is not something you find, it's something you create. So while we say we need balance in our life, it's not something that we just find under a rock or in the backseat of our car or on the shelf at Target. It's something that we have to create. So we're going to take this time about an hour today to find and create, I should say, that balance on our mat. And we can take that, what we've created, off our mat and into the world and try to use that. We'll take one more breath in through your nose. Open mouth. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth. Exhale out. And then when you're ready, slowly open your eyes if they're not open already. And then take the block and put it off to the side. Bring it to the top of your mat. On the right hand side. You might need it later. Plant your feet. Bring your arms out in front of you and slowly come down onto your back. Extend both your legs out. Heels are on the ground. Toes are pointing up. Let's extend your arms overhead. Palms on the ground. I'm sorry, your back of your hands on the ground. Palms facing the sky. Nice big stretch. Try to reach the back wall with your hands. Try to touch the near wall with your toes. And come back. Bring your arms alongside you. A little mini Shavasana here. Connect. Coming in and coming out. With our first balance pose of the day on our supine balance pose, let's bring your right knee to your chest. Left leg is long, heel on the ground, toe pointed up. Wrap your right hand right below your right knee and gently bring your right leg closer to your chest. If you're feeling your lower back not liking this so much, you can always put a slight bend in your extended knee, in your left knee here. You can stay here, or you can bring your right knee around your right ribs and almost have your right knee in line with your right armpit. Flexing both feet. If you want to take some hip circles here, whatever feels good in your body. Go one way for a couple of rounds and reverse your circle the other. Come back to center. Lengthen out your right leg to meet your left. Just take note. If you feel anything different, if you don't, just take note how each side feels. On your next breath, bring your left knee to your chest. Wrap your hands right below your left knee. With your right leg lengthen, bring your left knee closer to your chest. Check in with your lower back here. How does your lower back feel here? If it feels kind of being stretched out and not really good, let's bend your extended leg ever so slightly. You shouldn't feel the stretch in your lower back. More in like your hip flexor. You can stay here, or you can bring your knee round your ribs, lining your left knee to your left armpit. If you took some hip circles on the other side, yep, do so here. Out reverse. Bring your knee back to center. Extending out your left leg to meet your right. Now take note how both sides feel now. On your next breath, bring your right leg up to the sky like your base of your foot is like stomping on the ceiling here. We're going to do hamstring stretch. So since we don't have the straps, I want you to grab where it's comfortable. So right below your right knee, right there in the, in your hamstring, or if you can get it where your calf is, or your ankle or your toe, whatever. No, remember, everyone's on their back. They can't see you, so there's no pride here. Just grab what you can. Lengthening out your left leg, left heel on the ground, left toes are pointed. Now do your hamstring stretch. If you feel any burning or pulling, let's kind of back off a little bit. Bending your right knee, planting your right foot down, sliding your right leg out to meet your left. So the hamstring stretch on the left side, bringing your left leg up, flexing your left foot. Grab where you can for a nice hamstring stretch, lengthening out your right leg, right heel on the ground, right toes pointed. And now bring your left leg towards your chest. Take note how one side feels versus the other. Bend your left leg, plant your left foot down. Extend your left leg out to meet your right, nice, long. Bring your arms alongside you. Take a little pause here, a little mini Shavasana. On your next breath, slowly roll over to whatever side of your mat is calling to you. Bringing your bottom arm underneath your neck and head just to cradle it to protect your spine. Slowly and mindfully come up into a seated position facing the front of the room. Let's kick your legs off to the side and come into hero's pose. So you might want to just grab your block and place your block right underneath your glutes here. Before you sit down on the block, let's take the meat of your calves and roll them out. Externally rotate them out to the side, just to give you some space, and sit down on your block. Or if you want, if you feel your knees are good, you can sit all the way down, but we're not quite open for that yet. So whatever feels comfortable here. So sit nice in your hero's pose, planting your hands on top of your thighs, palms facing down. A little stretch to our quads here. Breathing in and breathing out. Get grounded here. Before we start to create some balance in our life, we need to first have some foundation and some groundedness. On your next breath, let's come up into a tabletop position. Your shoulders are in line with your wrists. Your hips are in line with your knees. Tops of your feet are flat on the ground. Do some cat-cows to warm up our spine. So inhale, bring your chin up, chest through your shoulders. Be mindful of your lower back. Don't dump too much in your lower back. On your exhale, round your lower back, round your upper spine, tuck your chin into a cat. Inhale, chin up, chest out, cow. Exhale, round your lower back, round your upper spine, tuck your chin, cat. Let's do this 2 more times on your own, and we'll meet in a tabletop. 1 breath, 1 movement here. Move, breath, and motion. Warming up our back body, warming up our spine and all the nerves that are connected there. Nice flat back in our tabletop. Inhale your right arm up into the sky. We're going to thread the needle. Exhale, bringing your right arm underneath your left. Bringing your right temple down to the ground. Slightly pushing the floor away with your left hand. Take some pressure off your neck. Stretching out your shoulder. You can stay here, or you can bring your left leg up. Hips are parallel, foot is flexed. If your leg is up, bring it back down and meet the rest of us. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, bringing your right hand down to meet your left. Other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Bring your left temple down on the ground. Gently push away the ground with your right hand to take any pressure off your neck. If you took the balance on the other side, take it here. Make sure you're keeping your hip parallel, flexing your foot. If you took the balance, bring your knee down. Inhaling your left arm up to the sky. Exhaling, planting your left hand down to meet your right. Bring your toes together, your knees a little wider than your hips. Sinking your hips down to meet your heels. Come into a child's pose, stretching your arms out long, your head either on your forehead, either on the block or on the mat. Having your inner thighs supporting your outer ribs. And let's breathe into your belly. So as you inhale, imagine your belly drop into your mat. Exhaling, belly comes towards your spine. Inhale, belly drop. Exhale, belly comes towards your spine. Perhaps sinking your hips a little closer to your heels. Once again, doing this grounding before we come up into and creating some balance. On your next breath, come up into a tabletop position. In your tabletop position, I want you to take your right leg and bring it like almost parallel to the top of your mat. So we're going to do a half or a quarter turn towards the yoga wall. Then you're going to extend your left leg out to come into a gate pose. So let's bring your front leg so it's parallel. Your front leg's going to be parallel to your mat. And extending your, how about we just do this? Let's just look at me. Perfect. All right. We're going to come here. Let's extend your right leg out. Come on up, gate pose. There we go. I was trying to be all fancy. Here we go. You're on your left knee, right leg out long. Have your toes slightly on your right, okay? Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, left hand is down, right arm is up. Ground down in your right foot that's long and extended. Really have a line of energy from your right foot that's planted coming all the way up to your right fingertips. Stay here, or you can lift your right leg up, flexing your foot. Bringing your right foot down. Inhale, engage your core, come back up to center, both hands up. Exhale, bring your hands down, bringing your right leg back into center, tabletop, front of your mat. Everyone's facing the mirror. All right. We're going to do gate on the other side. So we're just going to take your left leg out long, so your left leg is off your mat onto the ground. Inhale your arms all the way up. Yeah. Exhale, bring in your right hand down on the mat, left arm up to the sky. Stay here or lift up your left leg to find your balance. Engage your core, flex your left foot. Your leg is up, bring it back down. Inhale, both your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands down to the mat, bringing your left foot in, tabletop position. Toes to touch, knees as wide as your mat, sinking your hips down, child's pose. We're going to ground, create some balance, and then come down to the grounding. Once again, breathing in, dropping your belly towards your mat. Exhaling, breathing towards your spine. On your next breath, come up into a tabletop position. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge. Right knee in line with right ankle. Top of your left foot is nice and flat. Come on up, hands on top of your right thigh. Shoulders in line with your hips. Yeah. Your left hips in line with your left knee. Ground down in the heel of your front foot. Relax your toes. Inhale your arms up and lunge a little bit deeper. The lunge is coming from your left hip. Bringing your pinkies in, thumbs out. Lunging a little deeper. Keep breathing in, breathing out. On your exhale, planting your hands at framing your right foot. Inhale, planting your left hand on the ground. Exhale as you twist to your right, right arm up, keeping the lunge in your legs. Let's check your right foot. Did you roll off like I did onto your outer heel or your outer edge of your foot? It's okay. Try to anchor down into your big toe. Feel something different there. All right, on your exhale, frame your right foot with your hand. Curl your left toes under, raise your left knee. Walk your right foot back to meet your left. We're just planking just to get down to our tabletop position. Yeah. We'll get enough planks and down dog in a little bit. So we're just warming up here. Step your left foot in between your hands. Right top of your foot is flat on the ground. When you're ready, come on up, hands on top of your thigh. Bring your shoulders in line with your hips. Right hip in line with your knee. Weight into your front heel. Engage your right glute. Lift your lower ribs. Yep. And now inhale your arms up. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. Pinkies in, thumbs out. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, planting your hands to frame your left foot. Plant your right hand down. Inhale, left arm up to the sky, keeping the lunge in your leg. Exhale, frame your left foot with your hand. Curl your right toes under, raise your right knee. Walk your left foot back to meet your right. Plank pose, coming down into a child's pose, just to catch your breath here. On your next breath, coming up into a tabletop position. Walk your hands a handprint in front of you. Curl your toes under, raise your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog here, so bending your right knee, bending your left knee. On your next breath, come up onto your tippy toes. Slight bend in both your knees. Now bring your chest closer to the tops of your thighs. Okay. Majority of your weight is on the first finger and your ball mount of your thumb. Straighten out your legs and gradually sink your heels to your mat. The object is not to get your heels to touch. It's really to kind of give your hips up. Bring your chest a little bit closer to the tops of your thighs. Walk your feet to your hands to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, center of your chest. Let's set our foundation. Our feet are hip distance apart, so about 2/5 apart. Your second and third toes are pointing forward. So you can be a little bit out or a little bit in, whatever that means to have your second and third toe pointing forward. 2/3 of the weight is in your heel. So that's moving your hips over your ankles, whatever that looks for you. So we're not all the way too forward. We're not all the way too back. Got anchored in our heel. Hip is in line with ankle. Lifting our lower ribs, create some space so we can breathe. Rooting down in your feet and rising up with your arms. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, center of your chest. Okay, now that we have our foundation, we're rooted down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, lead with your chest, forward fold. Now in your forward fold, let's pause here. Let's shift the weight slightly to your toes. What I really mean is bring your hips now in line with your heels again. So kind of let's play around with this for a second. Shift your weight to your heels. See kind of where your hips and heels are? Let's shift your weight all the way to like on your toes where you are. Find that medium where your hips are in line with your ankles here. Yep. Inhale, halfway lift. So your hands are either on a block or on tops of your shins. Head of your arm bones are up and away, so they're not sinking to the ground. They're kind of up and away. Chest is slightly coming through. Give some space for your chest here. Yeah. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to go back down and kind of work on our down dog for a second. Okay? If you do not want me near you or touching you or adjusting you, just when I kind of come near you, you can like shake me off. Okay? I will not be offended. Here we go. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep in line with your hips and your heels. Yep. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, here comes that plank I promised you. Here we go, plank position. Inhale, exhale into your down dog. Your feet are hip distance apart. I want you looking right by your in front of your mat. So let's bring your gaze right about here. A little bit right there. Bring your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. Bringing your hips up to the sky. Yeah. Let's breathe here a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Really feeling that, those hips up to the sky. Let's bring your toes right about here. Now bring your hips up to the sky. Can I just bring your hips up? Okay. Spray from behind you here. How does that feel? Okay. And weight is in your first finger and your thumb. All right. Walk your feet to your hands to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's work on that one more time. So muscle memory, and I'll add one more thing. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, lead with your chest, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Keeping your hips in line with your ankles. Yep. Exhale, plank position. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, downward facing dog. Yep. Now let's really spread your fingers out wide. Yeah, take some real estate up on your mat here. You're going to take the pressure off your wrists. Bring your chest a little bit closer to the tops of your thighs. Really bringing, bringing your hips up to the sky. Oh, beautiful. Okay, walk. Okay, now you guys are done. You passed your test. Walk your feet to your hands to the top of your mat. John will be proud. All right. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way up. Let's shake it out. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to do a flow. We're going to do a sunny, and then we're going to get into our balance. Here we go. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, keeping those cues and the alignment in mind that I was talking about. Exhale, plank position. I'm going to add a little section here. Let's make your way down to your mat. So that's a chaturanga, bringing your knees to the ground, or reverse push-up, whatever is in your practice. Make your way down to your belly. Tops of your feet are flat. Heels fall out to the side. Walk your hands a handprint behind you. Bring your elbows back. On your inhale, do a baby cobra. Inhale, raise up slightly. Your feet are like flopping in the air. You're not pushing down or anything like that. Okay, exhale, come back down. One more time. Heels roll off to the sides. Inhale, raise the back of your head, back of your heart. Chest shines forward. Baby cobra. Exhale, bringing your chest down to the ground. Curl your toes under. Engage your kneecaps. Lift your kneecaps, engage your quads, and push up to a push-up, because you can. There you go. Exhale, downward facing dog. Give me your best dog yet. That feels good in your body. Yeah. Walk your feet to your hands to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, center of your chest. Do that one more time. Inhale all the way up for your sun A. Really root down. Exhale, lead with your heart, forward fold. Yeah. Check your alignment. Are your feet hip distance apart? Are your hips in line with your heels? Inhale, halfway lift. Your whole lower body staying the same. You're just bringing your upper body up. Yeah. Exhale, forward fold. Come down into a plank position. Make your way down onto your belly. Tops of your feet are flat. Walking your hands a handprint behind you. Elbows pointing back. Toes falling in. Heels falling out. Let's do a big cobra here. Inhale, lift the back of your head, back of your heart. Cobra. Exhale, come down, bringing your chest down to the ground. Curl your toes under. Lift your kneecaps. Engage your quads. Push the ground away. Exhale, downward facing dog. In this dog now that you got your foundation, fingers are nice and wide, your hips are going towards the sky, your heels are sinking a little bit lower. You're looking about quarter up your mat. Try to bring your arms, your biceps in line with your ears. Walking your feet to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. Now that we got some movement and some grounding in that, let's create some balance. Feet are hip distance apart. Yep. Rooting down in the four corners of your feet here. Bring your hands alongside you, palms facing up. Mountain pose. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Really feeling your feet connect with the mat, that groundedness, because we're going to come into tree. So, grow your roots, right? As some yogis say, grow your roots, find your groundedness. Okay. Look at one thing in the room that's not moving and try not to look at your reflection. And I'll try not to move. On your next breath, shift your weight into your left foot. And your right foot kind of comes up a little bit. All right, come back down with both your weight on both your feet. Okay, shift your weight to your left foot. Now let's bring your right 90 degrees. Nice and slow. Okay. Yep. Really firm your left leg. So plug your left hip into your hip socket to the center of your body. Yep. Feel that. Okay, come back down. Let's shake it out. Let's switch to the other side. We're going to build from this. Build your foundation. Shift your weight to the right side. And feel your left foot slowly come up. Come back down. Ground down. Shift your weight to your right leg and bring your left leg 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Bringing your right hip into your hip socket to your midline. Right leg is strong, grounded. Okay, bring your left foot down to meet your right. Right. Now, as we build, you can always stay right where you're here, for one-legged tree. No shame in that, and we're going to build. If you fall out of it, get back into it. It's just yoga, like, right, in brain surgery. So if you fall out, come back in. One side might be better, it might be more balanced than the other. I always have that as well. So let's just see where our body is and see where we need to create that balance. Okay. Grounding down. Shifting your weight to your left, bringing your right leg up. Stay here. Bring your hands to your heart. You stay here or bring your right leg out to the right and up 1 inch. Now, before we lose it, let's grab your right foot and put it on the inside of your left thigh or the inside of your left calf, or even maybe kickstand. Bring your toes to the ground, whatever you got. In this position, push your left leg into your right foot and your right foot into your left leg. Create that tension going in. Everything's pushing into the midline. Breathing in and breathing out. Come out of this. Bring your leg back out to the side, out front 90 degrees, and then bring it back down. Shake it out. Shake it out. To the other side. Shift your weight to the right side. Raising your left leg parallel 90 degrees. Bring your hands to your heart. Stay here or bring your left leg out to the left and up 1 inch. And now grab your left foot and place on the inside of your right thigh, right calf, or bring your toes to the ground. Pushing your right leg into your left foot and your left foot into your right leg. Yes. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, to get out of this is the way we came in. So let's bring your left leg out to the side, to the front, and bring it back down. Shake it out. All right. We're going to add one onto that. You guys did so well, and then we'll bring it back down. Okay. Foundation. Shifting your weight to the right, to the left. Right leg comes up 90 degrees. Out to the side and one up. Right here. Come back. All right. To the front. Now, I want you to bring your right leg out for flexion your foot. You got it. Okay? Maybe you can take your left hand and grab your big toe. There's extra credit. Breathing in. Yeah. Right? You can't do it, you can't do it. Do it tomorrow or on the other side. Something you can like have party tricks at when we can have parties again, right? Work on it. All right. Next, let's let it go down. Yeah. Shake it out. Let's see what the other side looks like. Usually we use a strap for this, so you guys really do like, I'm going to say you did it. We're going to cross that off, you did it, because usually we have a strap for that. So, perfect. All right, and my arms are long. Okay, let's do the other side. Ground yourself. Shift your weight. Yep. Bring your left leg up. Out to the side and 1 inch up. And bring it on in. Okay. Just for muscle memory here. All right. Out in front of you. Now extend your left leg out. Really firm into your right leg. Bring your right hip. Okay? And then just kind of, like maybe even bend your leg. Nonchalantly just grab your toe and just straighten out your leg. Just, right? I can do it on this side. I can't do it on the other side. There you go. All right. Shake that out. You guys did great. Shake it out. Thank you for entertaining me. Perfect. All right. Let's just do a flow just to kind of get that through our body, and then we will bring it back down. We created some balance. We found some. You might not have it today, but maybe tomorrow you'll have it, right? Maybe with some help and with an aid, you can really get it. But know that you tried it, and it's there, and it's within, literally within your reach, okay? Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Check your alignment. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank position. Make your way down to your mat. Tops of your feet are flat. Hands a handprint behind you. Heels fall off to the side. On your inhale, raise the back of your head, back of your heart. Chest shines forward. Cobra. Curl your toes under. Raise your hips. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up into the sky. Square your hips. Flex your foot. On your exhale, bringing your right foot in between your hands. Left knee down, top of your left foot down. Coming into a low lunge here. Let's do a half split to stretch out the hamstring we just worked here. Bringing your hips back to your left heel, lengthening out your front foot, front leg, flexing your front toes. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, fold a little deeper over your front foot that's extended out. If the floor feels far away, you can always bring your block from underneath there and place your hand on the block. Come back into your runner's lunge, bending into your front knee. Curling your left toes under, raising your left knee. So walk your right foot back to meet your left. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up into the sky. Square your hips, flex your left foot. Exhale, bringing your left foot in between your hands. Bringing your right knee down, the top of your right foot down. Coming into a half split on your left side, bringing your hip to your heel, extending your left leg out long. Left heel on the ground, left toes are pointing up into your half split. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, fold a little deeper over your left leg. Coming back into a runner's lunge. Curling your right toes under, raising your right knee. Walk your left foot back to meet your right. And then from here, bring your knees down to the ground, coming into your child's pose. Bringing your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Having your inner thighs support your outer ribs. Really lengthen out your arms. Widen your fingers on your mat. And feel that breath as you inhale, your belly dropping to the mat. On your exhale, how the belly comes towards the spine. On your next breath, make your way onto your back. Feet are pointing the front wall, head going towards the bar wall. Your arms out in front of you. Make sure that your block is nearby. And slowly make your way onto your back. Plant your feet on the ground, knees are bent. Bring your fingertips to touch the back of your heels, just so we're in alignment here. Push the ground away with your feet in your hands and raise up your hips. Grab your block and put your block right where your waistband is. So on the lowest setting or the middle setting. And if you feel comfortable, you can put on the highest setting, but whatever is comfortable for you. The block right there on your waistband. So really sink your hips into the block here. Relaxing your hip flexors. Relaxing your back body. You can bring your knees to touch if they want to fall in. Connect with your breath here. On your next breath, root down in your feet and hands and lift up your hips. And let's put the block on the lowest setting, so flat down if it's not there already. Bring your hips down on the block. Do waterfall. So bring your right leg up high to the sky. Okay, make sure you're grounded and we're all settled here. And bring your left leg up to the sky. Waterfall, or legs up the wall. Now in your waterfall here, see if you can get your ankles in line with your hips. Once again, it's just like a forward fold or a halfway fold, but on our back, supine. So you don't want your hips all the way too close to your chest, or you don't want them too far out. See if we can get that sweet spot where your ankles are right along with your hips. Yeah. Feet are flexed. Yeah. Really draining all the lymph from our toes and our feet and our legs to get circulated back around. Our lymph system is the only system in our body that doesn't have an automatic pump. We have to pump it manually ourselves. And this is a great way to get our lymph flowing through our body, getting from our feet back to our heart area and flushing it all out. Calms our nervous system, brings our blood pressure down. When you are ready, bring your left leg down to the ground. Get grounded and stable. Now bring down the other leg. Plant your feet and hands on the ground and slowly lift up your hips and put the block off to the side. Feel the connection of the mat to your back body. Being up and on one foot and balancing has a different sensation than really feeling the support of the ground from beneath you. With your legs bent, feet on the ground, put your arms out into a T. Have both of your legs fall to the right side of your mat. So the outside of your right thigh is on the ground. Your inner left thigh is kind of near your right thigh. Both feet are on the ground. That's the most important thing, that your right leg is on the ground, grounded. And if it's not, let's grab a block and just kind of shimmy that underneath there to have some support. And both feet are on the ground, so nothing's dangling and nothing is gripping. We're slowing down. We're relaxing. And we're letting go. On your next breath, bring your knees back to center. Both of your feet are planted on the ground. Let's have your legs fall to the left. Outside of your left thigh is on the ground. Your right inner thigh is near your left inner thigh. And both feet are on the ground or on a block. On your next breath, bring your hips, your knees back to center. Lengthening out both of your legs. Like we did in the beginning of classes, bring your right knee to your chest. Clasp your hands right below your knee. Left leg long, heel on the ground, toes pointing up. And bring your knee closer to your chest. And then when you're ready, bringing your knee around your rib cage. Bringing your right knee back to center. Then lengthening out your right leg to meet your left. Maybe even take note what it felt like about 55 minutes ago compared to right now. So the other leg, bring your left knee to your chest. And then when you're ready, bring your left knee around your ribs. I'm sorry, your left knee around your left rib. Bring your left knee back to center. And then slowly release it down to meet your right. And take some note of that as well. If there's any last posture that you want to take that is fitting of the practice here, take that now. And we'll set up for Savasana. I'll keep the time. I'll call you back out in about 3 or 4 minutes. Use this time to have the practice come together and really settle into your body. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. And then when you're ready, roll over to the right side of your mat. Using your bottom arm as a support for your neck and head. And when you're ready, slowly and mindfully, make your way up into a seated position, like you were in the beginning of class. Simple seat, wrists on top of thighs, palms facing out. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale out. In through your nose. Open mouth, exhale out. Your lips together, and continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Balance is not something you find. It's something you create. Take one more inhale through your nose as you lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart, center of your chest, prayer position. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. In grace and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you. You can just bring your blocks and just put them on the mat or on the blanket there, and we'll spray them all down. Thank you.